Anyway, so he was telling me that he had a surprise for me because I was telling him that I wanted some cookies. And everybody that knows me know, if you want to surprise my ass with some shit, surprise me with some bomb ass motherfucking misfilled cookies. Nigga, that's my shit. Nigga, I will. Oh, lobster bisque? Nah, I don't want none of that. Prime rib? Nah, I'm cool. I can pass on that too. Misfilled cookies? Ding, 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 ding. I will pick misfilled cookies over the bombest barbecue brisket sandwich, whatever, when it comes down to misfilled cookies. So he already knew that. So he was like, I got a surprise for you. I'm like, okay. So we over here in the little Rockefeller area and shit, and we all walking around and shit. And so we start walking down the street, and I'm like, wait a minute, nigga, hold on. We're going downstairs and shit. Because I'm like, I'm looking at, all these people walking around upstairs, right? On the regular pavement, on the streets and shit. Nigga, we went down in the motherfucking subway, nigga, and I was clowning. Nigga, I felt claustrophobic. I was nervous on the inside, nigga. My heart was pumping and all that shit. Blood pressure was up. I was like, wait one goddamn minute. Where is you taking me to? He was like, oh no, baby, come on, it's good. Let's see what's happening. Lord have mercy. This man took me up underground. We went to a Miss Fields Cookies, y'all. Right over there by the Rockefeller area and all that stuff. For those of you guys that live in that area and know what I'm talking about, chime in on this right here. There's a Miss Fields Cookies underground over there, okay? Right next door to Miss Fields Cookies was a Subway sandwich shop, okay? Nigga, I was so nervous, I couldn't even eat my chocolate chip. Goddamn. I said, if you don't get me off from up under here right now, I said, nigga, it can be an earthquake or anything pop off down here, and everybody is up underground. This is a setup. I was clowning. He was rolling because he's from the East Coast, so it's like, Tina, relax. I said, if you don't get me off from up under this motherfucker right now, I mean, yeah, I want these cookies and I'm going to eat them too, but I'm not going to eat them until we get out from, nigga, I need to see the sunlight. Because up underground, nigga, it was stores like nothing, like, and people wasn't tripping. People was moving about their day like nothing. Like it was nothing wrong. And I said, oh my God, what is going on? This shit is underground. I was clowning. So, I say that to say, we really need to start getting versed about travel, going to other places, see how other people coexist in their own natural habitat. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many of us don't know nothing about that. Some people that's watching this shit right now, like, bitch, what you talking about? Motherfucker ain't never left Pomona. Shit like that. They don't know shit about what I'm talking about right now. But I say that to say, and those of you guys that, the little monuments and the little places that I'm talking about, just like another little short little story. I know y'all, some of y'all motherfuckers don't want to hear it. I don't give a damn. Cut the shit off. Go over there and check out what my girl talking about African export. If this ain't what the fuck you want to listen to right now. You know what I'm saying? That's my motherfucking partner. But I'm sure she got some palettes and some motherfucking lip gloss that she can show your ass right now. So if this ain't what the fuck you want to listen to, and I'm cussing too much, then therefore I suggest you go there and see what's happening on my girl and see if, you know what I'm saying, see if she's still rocking the blowout. So anyway, on that note, y'all, I remember the day that I was at Essence Music Festival when I had gotten a call that Luther Vandross had died. Okay? Now, he had already had the stroke. Y'all remember that? And he was in the hospital and it was like a touch and go. Everybody kind of knew that he wasn't going to make it or whatever. And that was, and see, he used to be Mr. Essence Music Festival. He used to do Essence Music Festival. In his prime, that was his shit. Luther Vandross, Frankie Beverly and Mays. For those of you guys that are well traveled and get out on Essence Music Festival, those of you guys, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. They were staples to Essence Music Festival. Not only that, but Patti LaBelle used to do Essence Music Festival too. I'm talking about like in the 90s. I'm talking about going back like that, the early 2000s and shit like that. Essence Music Festival been going on for a long time. This ain't no new shit, okay? So, anyway, right next door to the Superdome used to be a mall. Y'all remember that shit? Y'all, somebody chime in and tell me what was the name of that goddamn mall. As soon as you come out of the dome, you could walk right over that little bridge, right outside of the exit doors, okay? Because right next door to the dome is also where they have the basketball arena right there too. Well, when you walk out of the dome, there's like a little bridge. You cross over this little short street, and it used to be a mall right there. The mall has, is no longer in existence. It went out of business after the storm, okay? And it ain't never opened back up. But quiet as it's kept. Yeah, this last time I went to Essence Music Festival, me and Kenny parked over there. Yeah. We parked over there at right there where the mall used to be. We parked over there, and the lady was saying, "It's no parking." I said, "Bitch, the hell you preach? We finna park right here, and I'm finna pull out this old motherfucking ticket." Because they tickets be in these orange envelopes, right? Those of you guys live in New Orleans know what the fuck I'm talking about. The tickets, when you get a ticket on your car, it be in an orange little envelope, right? I had already got a ticket from somewhere. I think when I was over there at Ernest, over there at the convention center, I had got a ticket from going to go see Steve Harvey morning show. I was parked out there too long. They had gave me a ticket. So once you get a ticket one time, bitches, all you need to do is hold on to that same motherfucking ticket. And wherever you go, when you get out the car, boop, put that ticket right on your car door and be like, "Okay, I already got a ticket, so holla." Anyway, so we had parked over there, and it took me back to that place where the I remember, and I had stayed at Crescent. What is it called? Crown and Crescent Hotel. That's where I was staying that time when Luther passed away. And when I had got the call that Luther had passed, I was in that mall, and my phone rang. Old school sidekick at the time, you know what I'm saying? Flipped it up like, "What's happening?" Luther Vandross died. And that night at the concert, Faith Evans, Usher, Patty, and a few other people had, did a tribute to Luther that night. He had died that day, but everybody kind of knew that he wasn't going to make it. And that's why they were dedicating the show to him. Because I think he was on a ventilator or something like that. His mom just went on and told them go on and, cut the power off, whatever. And so, but they had dedicated that year to Luther. And so, and I was in that mall. So y'all, those of you guys that live in that area, tell me where that mall is at. I want y'all to tell me what was the name of that mall. Because it's no longer in existence anymore. The building is still there, but it's vacant. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. So I say all that again to say that we only have one life to live, family. We have one life to live, and you need to live your best life. So then therefore, when you talk to your children, your grandchildren, talk to friends, co-workers, relatives, you can share and enlighten them on things that they've never seen before. Because just like right now, this motherfucker still don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. Motherfuckers is listening to the story, but they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm giving you a visual, but it's like still they having a clue as to what I'm talking about. So I'm saying this to say, family, we really need to get cultured. We really need to get well versed and traveled because, we're on the one way. We're not here for a long period of time, so while we're here, we need to live our best life, be as healthy as we can possibly be, whatever it is, whether you got to hustle or however way you make your motherfucking money, you need to also pay some money forward and pay yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? Pay forward and pay yourself as well. So if you're taking care of patients, you're taking care of husbands, you're taking care of children, you're taking care of your parents, grandparents, or whatever, you need to also take care of yourself. So I'm saying that to say, do some things for yourself. Travel a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can get that shit on a payment plan. That's what travel agents are for. You can, go down there and put some, okay, I want to take me a cruise in 2013. You know, you go down there and you pay your little down payment, you know what I'm saying? And then you pay it as a monthly payment until now. If it's a 3 to 5 night cruise, they give you up until 45 days before departure to pay those cruises off. But if it's a 7 night plus, then they will give you 90 days before departure to pay that off. Okay, so I'm versed on cruise liners and cruise trips and shit too. I ain't gonna just go into all of that, but you know, that's just a little bit of something to let you know that I have gone places. I done been there, done that. I done done a whole lot, and it's a lot of people that just haven't. And I'm not making a mockery of it. All I'm saying is start living your best life. Now I'm gonna say that to go head on and go into this right here, back on this Obama thing, because a lot of motherfuckers is sleeping on this election. And I'm saying that you guys need to really go out there and exercise your right to vote, okay? Because like I said previously, we had Bush, you know, for 8. We had Clinton for 8. Then we went back in the bushes for another 8. And then here comes Obama. He cannot come in and change up a regime in a year or 2 years. Yes, have we all been able to refinance our houses? NACA came through, helped motherfuckers save houses and shit. Motherfuckers is focusing on the gas prices right now. Yes, the gas prices are high. And I am another one that would say that we need to start looking into natural gases. Just like for my house, I want some solar panels on my roof. You know, start, you know, going into natural gases and start getting into solar and things of that nature. And that's another thing that Obama's really trying to push. But you know, and we also have reserves of oil that we can also drill out in the water and things of that nature. And a lot of people just don't know all this kind of stuff, but they don't watch the news. A lot of people don't, because I understand when you watch the news, it's all about who got and who got shot. I got it. You know what I'm saying? But you need to know what's going on in this world. Ladies, you need to know. And what y'all can allow another one of these motherfucking Republicans get in the office if you want to, and you think y'all done had it bad. Now we coming off of a recession now, because if you guys watched the news yesterday, it came in CNN on Miss Patty. I have the CNN app on my iPad, and CNN, it broke yesterday that we're no longer on the verge of recession and all this kind of stuff, and the economy has turned itself around, the unemployment rate and all that stuff is changing. So it's a lot of good things are happening right now, and there's no better time than the present right now, because now we are up for yet another election for a second term. So I am putting it out there. I'm exercising my right now to speak and hold up my amendment and say that we need to vote. Like, seriously, because he's turning some shit around. Because if we allow these Republicans to get back in office, we're going to be back where the fuck we started. They don't want to give this man no credit, but if you look at it, he has made a hell of a lot of difference. Now, those of you guys that aren't versed on politics and on the government and all that stuff, then you guys are like, he ain't really done nothing, shit. I'm still over here fucked up, and I'm still over here, I can't, you know, nigga, shit, I still gotta get wick and all that. Okay, I understand all that kind of shit. I get it. But you have to look at the underlying surface. This man came off of, you know, an 8-year bid on a Republican. He can't come in and... Do you guys remember, back in the day, the commercials that used to come on Saturday and shit, figure 8 when you skate and all that shit? I'm Mr. Bill. Yes, I'm only a Bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, now I'm off to the White House where I hey and wait, hey, with a lot of bills. Y'all remember that shit? I know I ain't the only motherfucking one that's giving my age right now. But we used to learn some shit on the cartoons back in the day, okay? And that shit right there, if you just go back to that time, you know, we were learning as kids. See, they ain't getting them figure 8 when you skate and all that shit. They ain't getting that shit right now. But see, back in the day, shit, Felix the Cat and all that motherfucker was letting you know, look, I got this bag of tricks right here, nigga, that I can do something to your ass with this whole kit right here. See, the shit that we was watching back in them days, it was teaching us some things. You know what I'm saying? Carry you a kid. You don't know what might pop off. You know what I'm saying? Holla. You know? Anyway. But, you know, all I'm saying is, you know, and those of you guys that have children that are age appropriate to vote, make sure they get out there and vote. You know, we need to really start watching some CNN and shit and seeing what the hell's going on, because these motherfucking Republicans is trying to change the game on these motherfuckers. I'm serious. They trying to see, Obama's trying to come through and allow it, because do you guys know that men can go and get Viagra and Cialis and shit, but when it comes down time for us to go, like me, I have an IUD. For me to go back and get my IUD and shit changed up and shit, you know, you got to go through all kind of rigmarole, got to cost you $200-300, all that kind of shit. But when it comes down time for a man to get Viagra, it's no problem. You know, for a woman like me to go in and get my IUD changed, okay, we need to, you know, we need to go through all this paperwork and all this kind of shit. He's trying to cut the red tape and allow women to go and get birth control methods for free. I mean, I understand you can go down to the health department. I got it. You know what I'm saying? But for those of us ladies that also have insurance, he's cutting the red tape on that. So, you know, it's real depth. It's so in depth, and I don't want to just make this right now some old political type of thing. But, you know, y'all really need to figure out, what's going on out here. Because not only that, but how about these motherfucking Republicans trying to make it to whereas, nigga, to get your unemployment checks? Because first of all, they're trying to cut out this unemployment 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 extensions and shit. The Republicans ain't liking that shit. They ain't liking that shit at all. Okay? So they trying to change that shit up. Not only that, but they also trying to make the whereas, you know, you got to pass a motherfucking drug test to get your motherfucking check every month. Be it Social Security, be it welfare, be it general relief, whatever the get down is, however way you fall, they trying to make it to a point. And I think in Georgia, you have to pass a certain test and shit to get, you know, welfare and shit like that in Georgia. I think to a degree, a portion of that is already in Georgia right now. And see, these Republicans get into business, then therefore they're going to change up this whole motherfucking thing. Do y'all know Romney and them pay less taxes than us? You know what I'm saying? They have a Gingrich. I think that motherfucker, his tax bracket is much money, and I mean this fool have made millions, but he pay less taxes than somebody that's turning patients every 2 and 3 hours down at the nursing home. That's fucked up. You know, y'all really need to figure out what's going on. Y'all need to know what the hell is happening. And just like yesterday,